3 weeks after leaving Yellowknife to escape the wildfires, people are being told they can come back.
They've been out of their homes for weeks since the entire city was evacuated from a threatening wildfire.
The evacuation order has been lifted, and people can make their way back today after 11 a.m. That's because the two fires that pose the greatest danger to the city, being just a few kilometers away at times, they're being held off, and the risk to the community is a lot lower.
There have been big fire berms, protective control lines put around the city to protect it.
And the mayor says Yellowknife doesn't look the same. There's a 100-meter fire break circling the city.
Now, getting 22,000 people out in just a day and a half was hard, and getting them back won't be a walk in the park either. There was only one road out, and that means there's only one road back in. But there's not just, transportation to worry about. Things like healthcare, grocery stores, gas stations. Service was suspended during the evacuation, and they need time to get back up and running. So how will Yellowknife return to normal?
Residents are coming back in the reverse order of the evacuation. So the general public who require minimal supports will be welcomed back first, and residents who need more healthcare and/or shelter supports would come back when services are ready and available for them.
So the only way to do it is in phases. Essential workers started coming back a couple days before the official evacuation order was lifted, in order to get things started back up. Although services likely won't be back to full capacity for a while.
Please be patient because of our limited capacity. We estimate it'll take us a month to reach full capacity, and that includes repatriating all the inpatients who were transferred to Alberta and British Columbia.
And unlike the evacuation, where vulnerable people and people with medical conditions were some of the first to get taken out, officials say they should hold off coming back in the first wave. Instead, they should come back when things are a little more stable, which could take up to a month.
I'm planning to leave real early Wednesday to get there as fast as I can before everyone going there.
Thousands of people are in that same situation. And think about it, right? Being away from your home, living out of a hotel room for 3 weeks, you can understand wanting to get back the first moment you could. About 7,000 people left Yellowknife by car, and that can create bottlenecks and long delays in getting back.
We know that the drive can be long. There were reports of those who, when they left, it taking 18 hours to get to their destinations in Alberta. And so it's presumably that there will be some heading back today. And there are already reports of more highway traffic along that route back into Yellowknife.
For the people returning on Wednesday, the day the order is officially lifted, it's going to be congested. Like I said, one road in, one road out. Officials are setting up porta potties along the highway, and there will be tow trucks available in case they're needed. But they're also encouraging people to have supplies with them in case there are those long delays.
Having some food and water in your vehicle, and just recognizing that a lot of times, I know when folks drive Edmonton to Yellowknife, they like to stop off in High Level and stay for the night. That might not be an option.
We have 999 hotel rooms, and every one of them's booked.
Here in High Level, Alberta, businesses are stocking up, and the evacuation center has 300 cots for people to stop and rest.
But there are also other issues to look out for when it comes to driving back. For one, it's dark. It might still be smoky in some areas, making it hard to see. And, there is a chance that wildlife that have been pushed from their homes because of the fires, they could be on the roads and on the highways. Fortunately, driving's not the only way back. You can also fly. So today and for the next 5 days, the territorial government has flights available to bring people back from areas where they were evacuated to. So Calgary, Edmonton, and others.
We are asking you to plan to be safe and prepared and not to prioritize being first.
And the city will be able to transport people from the airport where they touch down to their homes or to a common location, like the school, where many left their vehicles on their way out of town. The mayor of Yellowknife is telling people to bring the first 72 hours of provisions with them. That means cash, food, medicine.
It's going to be basic services.
So limited healthcare, the grocery stores aren't fully back and operational. It'll have limited staff. Banks, take a bit of time to get up, pharmacy. So think about bringing the medicines that you would need.
Because getting people back is really just the beginning of this process. It's going to take time for services and businesses to get back up and running again. According to the city, the Yellowknife you return to immediately post-evacuation will not be the community you are used to. Translation: gas stations might not have gas, grocery stores might not have groceries.
We will definitely be the second place people go to. Once they go home, they're going to want to come to the grocery store. I'm just hoping everybody is cool and calm and collective.
Schools are starting a couple weeks late with a soft start. Even the hospital will have limited capacity, according to the health minister.
Our ability to provide services depends on having our dedicated staff back on the ground. We'll bring services online as quickly as possible, and timely updates will continue to be provided to the public.
Now, one big caveat to all of this: the return is very dependent on the weather and the condition of the highways. If the winds change, it could shift the wildfires that are still burning and put Yellowknife back in the danger zone. But to really understand the scale of this return, let's rewind to a few weeks ago when the fires were first closing in on Yellowknife. And there was the same challenge of relocating more than 20,000 people, but on a 36-hour deadline.